Thank you very much. And as mentioned, before suggesting any solution, we need to analyze the problem, provide the impactful solution, and integrate it systematically to fit with our own organization. As we spoke earlier about the people that are making all those changes within any organization, for now, we're going to discuss what happens and how ready is our own organization for this change, with the topic organizational readiness for the digital transformation and AI solution. We'll be welcoming Dr. IBRAHEEM SHEERAH, the Chief Transformation Officer from Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabian Airlines Holding. Let's welcome him on stage.
You have the clicker? Okay, hello, good morning everyone. It's been a lot of dosages. You've been taking a lot of sessions, a lot of information. I would like also to salute my colleagues sitting on the panels giving us a lot of information about the digital transformation and AI and all this jazz. But let me just share with you a very, very exciting fact. I believe it is really difficult to apply AI or digital transformation in companies, especially when you talk about legacy companies. But it's doable. Okay, a little bit background about myself. Before we get into this material, it's going to be exciting material because you're going to know a little bit about Saudi Airlines. I'm 23 years experience in different industries, starting from defense to security to transportation and railways to Vision 2030 from 2016 to 2021. Then I decided to join the airlines in the mid of 2021 after the COVID-19. How crazy that was. So airlines was losing money and there was no operation whatsoever, and people, they just want to push them to go down with their prices, make money. Same times you have to transform many things. So it's like you are a lazy kid and your father keep pushing you to change. My background, my academic background is mechanical engineering, aeronautical engineering. I have 4 academic degrees. I've spent some time in the US. I've worked in the US for some time. I believe any transformation is pushed by the commercial, pushed by the business. So business models, people, the gentlemen whom we are sitting here and the ladies, when they spoke up about the business models and business problems, they are absolutely correct, because without having a return on investment of any of the changes you want to apply, whatever you're going to do is a waste of money, a waste of effort. And guess what? Since 2009, when I just returned back from the US, because I worked there also from an assignment for the defense, I've joined many transformational programs, starting with Minister of Interior to other companies, the Hakkum, other companies. And it's what's interesting to me is the companies that had legacies and had many people. So Saudi Airlines is one of them. Saudi Airlines is more than 78 years old. Starting from 1945, the first aircraft was given to Saudi by the US, and operational was served, and it's the same time you're talking about generations after generation. I was surprised when I joined Saudi, when I saw people like the grandfather, the father, the son, they are coming, and they are trying to push Saudi. And it was sometimes before it was one of the leading pioneer airlines companies in the region. But what happened? Like any industry, disruptions, right? So people make decisions, strategy changes, and you have to disrupt. In disruption, it's amazing that some people adapt disruption and some people, they make bold decisions and then they change. So Saudi currently is one of the 3 largest fleet owners in the region, including Emirates, Qatar, and you all know. I know we always criticize Saudi. I've been with Saudi now for 2 years. But I know very interesting facts. Many people loyal to Saudi Airlines. Why? Because it's our national carrier. But we criticize some of the quality, some of the functions. Why? Because it comes with a lot of the turbulence and a lot of changes from year to year. And who are doing these changes? The same people working for Saudi to make Saudi one of the best. So it has a holistic, diversified group of companies, and it has the largest employees in the Western region. We're talking about 90% of around 40,000 people, Saudis working in Saudi. So when I joined Saudi, I thought of only Saudi Airlines. I'm working for Saudi Holding, which owns more than 13 or 14 companies. So we own companies like logistics, we own companies like an airline itself, we own companies like Academy, we own companies like Cargo. We have many companies owned by Saudi. So Saudi is not only an airline. Saudi is a group of companies serving the whole kingdom, delivering a lot of services, different services. And with this wheel, we give thrust to Saudi to move on and make sure that we are delivering our strategy. What's interesting really is the word transformation, because I've been in many transformation companies. We always enlightened and always driven by the Vision 2030. So the Vision 2030 have shake the boat of the aviation industry so that they have to build up their strategy to move on, to make sure that they can deliver and they can cope up with the changes that's going on with the country. So we have tourism needs and requirements, we have cultural needs and requirements, we have aviation needs and requirements, we have strategies, so we have to be part of all these movements so that we can move ahead. And that includes also digital transformation, AI, and all the jazz. We launched in mid of 2021 a very ambitious strategy, very demanding strategy called Shine. And most of the leadership of Saudi have been changed, brought up from different industries, like myself. And we all knew when we came in, and I don't know if you are aware of this phrase that you're changing tires while driving. So we always drive and change tires, drive and change tires. We make mistakes, we learn, we come up again. We get criticized, we know our mistakes, we fix them and we go again. But the interesting facts about aviation, it's full of challenges and problems. Whenever you finish solving a problem, another problem pops up. So you need to make sure that you have the whole landscape of aviation and you have many partners in your value chain. You're talking about airports. You're talking about people working in different supply chain activities like consumables. You're talking about logistics. You're talking about anything. You're talking about aircraft providers. You're talking about a lot of huge, sophisticated supply chain embedded in your value chain. And you want to make sure that whenever you transform, you are coupled with the transformation of others as well. And not stopping delivering services to our customers. Changing tires while driving the car. We believe no one is born with wings. Yes, that is a fact. No one is born with wings. But with our wills, and we know that as a team of Saudi, we insisted to make sure that Saudi retained back to where it was before, to be one of the best companies, airline in the region. And as you can see from the media, there's a lot of announcement about our colleagues in Riyadh Air and ourselves. We are all working together to bring back the rightful place that we were in the past as the best airline in the region. And others are waiting for this to happen, and it will happen by God, inshallah. Then, Saudi came up with 8 themes. Those 8 themes are very important, one of which is related to digital, of course. And those themes is basically making sure that we are commercially sound, we have an excellence operation, we have a very good network and fleet cooperation. Our fleet, by the way, is more than 169 aircraft. And we together with our colleagues in Riyadh, we are ordering new fleets. And we're going to expand like hell. We're going to expand a lot. We're going to add our fleet. We're going to increase our quality. We're going to be a different Saudi. And you will see this and you witness it by your own eyes. How is Saudi going to change drastically in the coming years to be one, if it's not the best airlines in the region? Maintenance integration. One of the very, very critical part in the value chain of the airline is maintenance. And really it's difficult, and you believe it's easy to maintain aircraft. No, it's not, especially when you go and you travel frequently to different parts of the world. So we have many destinations. We have around 98 destinations now Saudi is going. Before, by the way, for Saudi, mentality was taking Saudis to outside the kingdom. Now we want to bring the world to the kingdom. We want to make sure that the world knows the kingdom and they know the destination parts of the kingdom as part of the changes that Saudi having. One important theme is the organization health and the efficiency of human being. Our main assets is our people. I always say the organization is 3 P's. People, people, people. People who you work for, people who you work with, and people who you give service or deliver product to. So the organization is people. You bring machines, you bring data, you bring AI, you bring any of those tools. That's all need to be shifted in terms of jobs. That at the end, you're talking with people. And the good thing is that we have a synergetic group, and with the digital enabled technology, we make sure that we are all working together. And we set for ourselves 4 main pillars in these 4 years. 1 is related to operational excellence. 2, digital transformation. 3, we want to make Jeddah Airport, King Abdulaziz Airport, to be a hub for Saudi. And 4th, to achieve, of course, the Vision 2030 goals. I'm going to keep going regardless of the presentation. Okay? There is a saying called the proof of the pudding in eating. You can have all of the processes in the world. You can have all the methodologies of the tools, but you need to speak to someone who make this happen, who executed this, who planned and executed this. No matter what transformation you're talking about, cultural transformation, business transformation, or high-tech digital transformation, any of those transformations, you need to speak up with someone who really faced those challenges with his team to make sure that these challenges have been addressed and overcome throughout the execution of the transformation. And we've done a very good governance to make sure that this is happening. From identifying the problems, from selecting what to prioritize those problems, to going to execute them with our colleagues to make sure that we are doing this with our bare hand, rolling up our sleeves, not depending on the consultants to do this. It depends on your team. So you need to make sure your team is ready, and also the consultants just to coach you or to share with you the knowledge. But you have to do it yourself and not with others. Digital transformation, when it comes to your readiness, you need to make sure you have a strategy. And without strategy, you are flying in an open space. By strategy, I mean you know what your North Star is. You know where you want to go. And this is in line with business cases, return on investment. You don't want to waste money and effort for nothing. You want to make sure that anything that you're going to invest in, going to pay back. So you don't want to do it just for nothing. Second, which is very, very important, is the customer. You need to have a customer-centric culture. So whatever you are doing, whether you want to do it for the customer, you want to do it inside, you need to make sure that the customer is benefiting from this. So organization, is your organization ready? And the competitors. Bear in mind that your competitors are not only the same field that you are working on. It's not airlines. Cars is our competitors. Trucks are our competitors. Railways are our competitors. There are many competitors. Even you have no idea who our competitor is. So you wouldn't know until you invest money in this. So investing, you need the return on investment. You have to mind the mindset of a commercial, of a mindset of a business people. Don't just want to invest without having a return on investment.
And of course, there is a lot of
maturity. You could see where you fall in, and you fix your organization to make sure that any gap you have within your organization could be filled out, and at the same time, you would be ready to do the transformation. Otherwise, what you will do is very simple. You are exposing yourself. You will be exposing your business. You have to make sure you're ready. And you will make mistakes. I promise you. You will make mistakes. Of course, you will face resistance. But resistance has many ways to face. There's many things you could do with your culture. So culture change or cultural transformation and digital transformation go side by side. And of course, there is a planning and an execution method and steps. First of all, you need to understand that your business case, whatever you are doing, is really going to have a return. So you have a KPI. This KPI is supposed to align with whatever strategy you have. And in digital leadership, you need to make sure that you have a plan, you have a team, you have a project implementation, and of course, you learn as you go. You learn as you go. And of course, without the support and the blessing of the leadership, you are not going to be successful. Your leadership, the board of directors, the CEOs, the chairmen have to understand that what you are doing is experimentation. And at the same time, you're going to preserve the profitability of the companies. So you need also to make sure that this is happening, and this is exactly how you're going to do experimentation. You're going to find problems that you haven't been encountered for. So you need to make sure that you are ready to face these problems and challenges. Now, of course, there is models by Google, by Apple, by others when it comes to transformation, of digital transformation. But all the digital transformation, it's like when you visit Saco, for example. You find new things that you could take them to your home to apply them in your house. But are you ready to apply them? You have 100 features or 200 features in your mobile. You're using only 20% of these features, right? So you need to know what to buy and how to implement what to buy. And of course, your strategy to the market is very, very important. And it is important to have an execution plan. It's important to have also agility. You have to act swiftly. Whatever happens to the market, you have to be ready to make sure that you can adapt and change. It's not one time fits all. It's not one plan, solid plan. I always said, if you end with the same plan you start with, you're a loser or you're a liar. Because there are many things that's happening throughout the execution. These plans has to be changed throughout the execution. So it's not a standalone plan. So this is basically a very top-level roadmap of how you're going to move in your digital transformation. So the main important thing is the beginning, because if you screwed up in the beginning, of course, you will end up in nowhere. And this is an iterative process. I would like you to excuse my language, because I came from a very practical fields. I employ these technologies and these methods to make sure that I make a real change in these organizations. I do not speak academic, although I have a PhD in mechanical engineering from the US. I do not like just to use methods and definitions from the articles, although I use them and employ them to make sure that those act as tools to change the people and culture in the organization. Without changing your culture in the organization, 50% of any transformation is the cultural change. If you fail to change the culture, kiss your AI or digital transformation or any transformation goodbye. Because the people themselves, those whom are going to carry out this transformation, and they're going to make it sustainable. There is 3 things that you have to bear in mind always when it comes to transformation. 3 things. First, commitment. Second, persistence. Third, consistency. Because if you, and with these 3, if you couple them together, you will achieve sustainability throughout the road. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end up my speech with a video that might be of interest to you, because we always born without wings.
No one is born with wings. We all start at ground level. But what separates us is who's happy to stay there and who's not. because we're all born with dreams. And when those who dream of flying come together, we create a community driven to progress, to transform, to inspire, and to go beyond. Beyond every border, every expectation, and every limit of achievement. Because we know that beyond that's impossible lies everything's possible. A tech-first mindset that advances futuristic change, standards as high as the sky itself, and a passion to pave the way for dreamers to achieve. There'll be those who say it can't be done, but when we go beyond, we can no longer hear them. No one is born with wings, but together we earn them.
Thank you so much. Okay. It's kind of back.